Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, I have often said on this channel that the Yoruba people don't especially like Tinubu, but whenever I say this on a video, people come into the comment section to say, oh, your brother Tinubu. He is no brother of mine, and he is no brother of any Yoruba person other than the accounts department of the Lagos State Treasury. That is the only relationship that he has with the Yoruba people. I brought you a video a couple of days ago where Chief Ayo Adebanjo was lambasting Tinubu for his alliance with Malam Buhari. So that is Chief Ayo Adebanjo. Along the same veins, guys, I bring you this. What is happening to Tinubu is a judgment of God. He will vomit everything he has stolen. But the judge blows hot. So another prominent Premier Yoruba name again turning his back on Tinubu. So again, the headline, what is happening to Tinubu is a judgment of God. He will vomit everything he has stolen, but the judge blows hot. So now let's now see what this next chief has to say. People's Democratic Party PDP chieftain Olabode George has slammed former governor of Lagos State Bola Tinubu, saying the All Progressive Congress party leader is responsible for the reported crisis in the ruling party. Bode George, a former deputy national chairman of the PDP, slammed Tinubu for allegedly mishandling the affairs of Lagos State, stating his time of reckoning is near and he will vomit everything he has stolen. Bode George was reacting to Tinubu's Saturday statement addressing his purported 2023 presidential ambition and the crisis that has befallen the APC. In the statement, Tinubu said he hadn't made up his mind as to a 2023 presidential ambition, but was rather focused on helping Nigerians during the current economic crisis caused by the C-19 pandemic. Speaking in an interview with a newspaper on Monday, June 29, Chief Bode George said, "From the very beginning, I used to tell them that the party APC is a congregation of strange bedfellows. When you have a big party like that and someone wants to hijack it, there will be a problem. First of all, it is a misnomer in a presidential system for a man who is not elected into any position to come out and say he's the national leader of the party. How is that possible? There is only one national leader of the party, and that is the president. How can a ragamuffin from somewhere just wake up and say he's the national leader and not the president? What does that mean? We saw the way Chief John Oyegun was removed as the national chairman. To me, what is happening to Tinubu is a judgment of God. You think you can appropriate the whole country's resource like he did in Lagos State to your own family? It cannot work. I believe Nemesis is catching up with Tinubu. We want him, but he refused to listen. The Yorubas have a saying that a child who fails to listen to correction at home will be corrected outside. Tinubu thinks he's wiser than everyone, but the breeze has blown and exposed the behind of the chicken. So that is a phrase that I use often. So I'm not sure that somebody like Chief Bode George was aware of it or should be using it, but that is what he said. The wind has blown and we have seen the behind of the chicken. In Yoruba land, a single person cannot be all in all. Tinubu thinks he can grab everything with his teeth, but they have removed all his teeth. Reacting to reports circulating that some of Tinubu's loyalists are urging him to pull out of the APC, Chief Bode said, "That is his decision. I can't decide for him. He just issued a statement saying he has not told anyone that he wants to become president in 2023, and his focus now is how to elevate the suffering of the people. But you can see what he's doing in Lagos. What about Alpha Beta, who is still collecting the money for Alpha Beta? Yet he said he wants to elevate the suffering of the people. Let him bring out all our money in Alpha Beta since the year 2000 till date." The managing director of Alpha Beta, who ran away, said they owed him 40 billion naira. The money alone would have taken care of millions of poor people in Lagos State today. Enough of this brigandage and classic example of greed. I have always said Tinubu will vomit everything he has stolen, and the day of reckoning is here. Only Almighty God can reign yesterday, today, and forever. No one else can attain that height. For me, when you start seeing the signal, if he is a very clever man, he will recall himself and have a deep introspection. If he thinks he can run Nigeria the way he did Lagos State, he is making a mistake. The local government secretariat of Ikoyi/Obalende was formerly on Grosvenor Road in Ikoyi, but he converted the place to his own and moved the local government to Obalende beside the cemetery. He made his daughter the Iyaloja of Lagos. How can the Iyaloja of Lagos be from Iragbeji? Bode asked. She, on her part, went and locked up Computer Village, insisting that she must be paid a certain amount of money. The son is the one getting all the public advertisement contracts for Lagos at the moment. You need to see the son's convoy. You will think it's the president moving. For how long will this continue? We came into this world naked, and we will leave naked. Nobody will live with anything, no matter how much wealth you have amassed for yourself whilst in existence. So this is a guy, of course, that is pained, especially by the being called Tinubu. This is a man that has been documenting the atrocities of this guy all the way through. And you can see that from the litany of atrocities that he has listed, pointed in the direction of the Tinubu family. So his daughter is the Iyaloja of the entirety of Lagos, collecting I don't know what sort of stipend she's collecting or whatever title she's giving the monies, but she's certainly collecting from all of the markets in Lagos. They pay her whatever wolf money that they have to pay her just to have a quiet life and to function and to trade, because this is what these Iyalojas do. They go around all these market squares and collect from all the leaders of the market. The pepper seller leaders will collect from all the pepper sellers and hand over the meat. So this is what they do. So that is how his daughter is making her billions. His son is collecting all the contracts from Lagos State, and of course the biggest contracts has to go to Tinubu. Alpha Beta is another thing that Bode George spoke about. So Bode George, of course, already has a file on this guy, and what really Chief Bode George is alarming is when is enough enough. You've stolen everything from Lagos State from 2000 year 2000 till date. Your children are also stealing from this state. You control Alpha Beta everything. Now you are saying that you are the leader of the National Party. If you are the leader of the National Party, then that places you above the president. So effectively, you sit atop the country, because the leader is the leader. There can't be two leaders. There can only be one leader. So if the leader of the party is Tinubu and Buhari is a member of that party, then Buhari is subordinate to Tinubu. This is the point that Bode George is making. So if Buhari is subordinate to Tinubu by virtue of the fact that Tinubu is the leader of the party and there can only be one leader, as we agreed, if Buhari is subordinate and Buhari is the president of Nigeria and the rest of Nigeria is subordinate, that means then the whole of the entirety of the country is subordinate to Tinubu, because if it's above the president, then it's above the whole of the country. This is really the logic. Utter nonsense, of course. I mean, what is the structure even in APC? I keep jumping from one thought to the other. It's just really these things. It just jars your senses. What is the structure of the APC is what is really not too clear yet. Quite muddy, in fact. So they have a leader, which is Tinubu, and then they have the president, who is Buhari, and then they have a chairman of the party, who we don't yet know who it is, because there are about 10 names now are going under that title. So now, who exactly leads that party is really where the question is, and it's all corruption, of course. You know, it's a congregation, a conglomerate, as Chief Bode George described this of a strange bedfellows, but I would say it's a congregation, a conglomerate of criminals. It's just wanton bestiality, the entirety of the Nigerian structure, and Tinubu, of course, sits astride of that as the one with the biggest spoon and the golden spoon. Conversations in the comment section. Chief Bode George is asking when enough is enough, and I'm asking that question too. When is enough enough? If you have the answers to this question, then come tell both Chief Bode George and I in the comment section. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well if you enjoyed the video. Only if you enjoyed it, you are not obliged, but click on like because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. So once you've done all three, then come join me in the comment section to exchange thoughts on this now situation we find ourselves in within the Nigerian space. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.